Hello, I'm Jay, and I'm addicted.
Game begins.
Our everyday life is filled with casino slot machines. When we're walking down the street, when we sat down, when we're eating food, and even when we're mid-conversation. Did you feel that? Even that sound is designed to grab your attention. It's absolutely everywhere, and we can't escape it. Everything is designed to make us buy, scroll, eat, vape, sigh, and then vape again. And over the last 6 months, I've really let that consume me. I wish I could put into words how addicted I really am.
And it's pretty much weakened the very core of me. And here's what my current routine looks like.
I wake up and I stay in bed for an extra 30 minutes, scrolling and hitting this. I'm dreading the day and I get hit by a train of anxiety of all the things that I have to face.
And some days, I don't even know if it's possible to get through that day without some form of coping mechanism.
Which comes in the form of my vape, a quick reel or TikTok, or a bit of chemically enhanced food. And it's taken me a while to really face this demon, because that's what it is. It's a demon that's consuming me.
Does that sound familiar? Well, if so, come with me, because we're about to wage war. A war on dopamine.
In the next 48 hours, I'm going to flood my body and mind with as much dopamine as you can possibly imagine. And I'm going to do this through the typical doom scrolling, energy drinks, vaping, fast food, and the odd insane hit of dopamine that replicates hitting a vape 10 times. I'm then going to detox dopamine effectively to compare the results. Time for a little explainer. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in the brain, responsible for motivation, pleasure, and reward. But it's not the pleasure chemical many people think it is, but more the anticipation chemical. It drives us to seek rewards and repeat behaviors that feel good. This system evolved for survival to motivate hunting, bonding, and learning, but modern life hijacks it. With endless sources of high reward, low effort stimulation like social media, junk food, or nicotine, we overload the system. Every swipe or notification gives your brain a small dopamine hit, but it's shallow, it's inconsistent. Your brain gets hooked on the anticipation of something good, not the content itself. This causes dopamine dysregulation, where your baseline dopamine levels drop and your brain starts needing more stimulation just to feel normal. You become more distracted, anxious, and emotionally numb, which is pretty much me right now. We're slowly destroying our own brains, making ourselves less creative, less productive, and less motivated, all while decreasing our memory capacity. And here's a fun fact. In the early 2000s, the average attention span for a human was around 12 seconds, but in 2025, we're now sat at an attention span of 8 damn seconds. What? That's less than a goldfish's attention span. This isn't just a small problem anymore. It's a chemical warfare between our minds and our actions.
Alright guys, so yesterday was my very first day of dopamine loading, and when I say dopamine loading, I actually just mean like living a very honest day on camera. And watching the footage back now, it's obvious that I'm a victim to modern day addiction. So I started off my day with a simple breakfast. I put it in the microwave, and then I ended up actually forgetting it was even in the microwave because I was so busy scrolling through Instagram reels. And I'm pretty sure that food is probably still in the microwave right now. I then ended up being so brain numb from scrolling through Instagram all day that I decided to jump on Warzone to numb it a little bit more. Looking back, this was stupid because I had a ton of tasks to do, but I was just avoiding doing them the entire day. And then at around 2 p.m, I was pretty tired from playing Warzone, so I went and got myself a Starbucks to perk myself up a little bit. I've got my iced blonde brown sugar oat shake and espresso. Can you believe it? I can take on anything today now. Woo! That kind of worked for 15 minutes. And then once I was home, I actually managed to tick off one of my tasks, but this barely scraped the lid off all the other tasks I still had to do. But because I did one task, I decided to reward myself. I rewarded myself with a Domino's. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you, and you. We got pizza. Do you know what's fucked? I'm holding this, doing this clip. Oh, bro. Yo, I'm cooked, you know.
It's clear that these things are getting pretty out of hand, so I decided to speak to an expert about potential ways to get myself back on the right path.
Dopamine is known as the happy hormone. That's probably what you've heard it mentioned as. So it's released by the brain. In today's modern society, where everything is very much in abundance when it comes to things like food, when it comes to stimulation from external sources, it's playing computer games for 8 hours at night. So rather than that short period of time where you need to be very focused, you need that spike to be able to perform and to survive, you can have these prolonged periods of excess stimulation when taken to excess does then desensitize you to normal exposure. So that's where the normal everyday things then don't seem as pleasurable, because your brain is used to having this dose.
Jenny went on to tell me some shocking information about the effect my behaviour is having on my life, and I'll touch on that shortly. But the impact of what she said didn't really hit me until after I'd left.
On my drive home, I've pretty much been reflecting on everything that she said. It's pretty dangerous. It's pretty dangerous, on how I'm currently living my life. The biggest one right now for me to kind of, completely cut out is gaming till late at night and being on my PC, reducing screen time, and I'll be completely transparent with you, man, vaping. It's so bad. It's just constantly rewarding me for not even having to earn it, and that is just a recipe for disaster based on what Jenny was saying, because if I train my brain to thinking I don't need to work to be happy, I'm going to be constantly thinking that good things just come to you without having to work, and it's not a good mindset to be in, guys. It is not. Good things come to those who earn it, who attract it through hard work, being a good person. That's where that stuff's gonna come from, and not from cheap dopamine. The journey starts now. We're gonna completely cut out external sources of dopamine that are cheap and easy to access, because I actually feel like a fried egg first thing in the morning when I wake up, and the first thing I'm doing is reaching for my phone and my vape, and even saying that is f***ing embarrassing. So let's start this new journey, man. Let's go.
The detox got off to a great start. My productivity increased and I began working on my website, jimmys.store, using today's sponsor, Shopify.
What you might not know about me is, over the years, I've actually used Shopify to create all of my business ventures, including Childish, which is one of the biggest brands to come from a YouTube channel. But not only that, my brand new business venture, Jimmys. Shopify has the power to make your dreams come to life, and they have a bunch of incredible tools to help you do so, such as customizable website templates, Shopify Magic, which allows you to create product images within seconds, and built-in SEO tools to help you rank higher on Google searches. And I actually made some changes to the Jimmys website very recently, actually. I added a BTS section at the top of my page, which you guys get to see all the BTS footage from these videos, and Shopify made that extremely easy for me.
If you have an idea and want to start a business, Shopify can be a massive opportunity for you. They already power millions of businesses around the world, including household names such as Gymshark, Red Bull, and Skims. They've made it possible to become an entrepreneur from your own bedroom, just like I did, which is crazy.
So if you've got a dream and you want to make it a reality, now's time. Go to shopify.com/JSwingler to find out more. Remember, the first step is always the hardest, and Shopify is going to make that super easy.
Despite the detox getting off to a positive start by day 2, things were already starting to come crashing down.
Alright, good morning everyone. I've just woken up. It's day 2 right now. I'm not really feeling too much. I feel quite calm, but I'm so used to just going on my phone and stuff, but I've reduced my screen time so much that I'm actively trying to avoid using my phone. I didn't go on my phone this morning in bed. In about an hour or 2 from now, I'm gonna be really struggling to get into my day. Hopefully today is the day where I kind of power through. I've got a feeling it's gonna be harder than yesterday, because day 1 I was you're excited to start this and to start this journey. Day 2, reality hits, the excitement's gone, and the only thing that's stopping me from, caving right now is discipline. Let's see how long I can stay focused and productive for. Alright, I'm getting up.
The day just seems so mundane and boring. You can probably hear it in my voice. I just have no, there's no fuel. My mind is looking for something. I can't focus on the right now because my mind is what can I get right now? A Mackey's. A Mackey's would hit right now. I don't know how long I can sustain this for, but I'm
doing it for the experiment. I'm gonna get home and I'm just gonna try and chill, do some very mundane stuff. I've got a little bit of work to do. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm actually editing one of my videos over on my personal Pokemon channel. If you haven't subscribed to that, if you like Pokemon, I'd highly recommend you go over to that channel and subscribe. There'll be a link in the description or in the comment section down below. Oh my god, I've literally just checked my pockets for my vape. I've literally just checked my pockets for my vape, yeah, just to do some work, and it's not in my pocket, so. It's so much harder to get through this edit when I usually love editing, and my creative juices aren't flowing, man. There seems to be some kind of like roadblock. Usually ideas all just come to me, and like I feel depleted. This feeling came as no surprise, and Jenny had actually warned me about it earlier on.
After the high comes the low. So that's what it is, rather than the steady incremental exposures. If you spend a very, very prolonged period of time sat at these high levels, what comes next is the fall and the crash. So what may seem then your ordinary like baseline tasks that would previously have been enough to get you to a point where you feel at a nice level, because you're used to sitting here, this now seems like a big low.
Every time you vape, scroll, or binge junk food, you're borrowing happiness from tomorrow, but the interest is brutal. You'll pay it back in anxiety, fatigue, and self-hate. If we're gonna do this properly, we're gonna need to do it in a sustainable and realistic way, which Jenny actually already mentioned, and I just didn't take her advice serious enough.
With everything, and this is the very boring answer that doesn't sell, is it is moderation. You have chronically low levels of dopamine, then you are going to be very depressed, very anxious. The reason that it's there is because we need it, but we need it to be in a balanced and sustained and positive way for each person and each person's lifestyle.
And after taking this advice on board, things really did start to change. This is really exciting because I've actually managed to cut out vaping completely, because, you know, I did completely detox from that. It's something that I did want to achieve, but I have been supplementing dopamine, like small doses of kind of like these rewards throughout the day, when, you know, in balance and moderation. So like, for example, I'll get my work done, but I will still have breaks and scroll and numb my brain for like 5-10 minutes, but then it's back to work. Fast food, I'll reward myself with that when I've done, you know, smashed a good week at the gym. Everything's in moderation, and because of this, I can actually look forward to the reward. You have to earn it. You can't just be given it. And I think that's the key to the success of this experiment. Genuinely, I feel absolutely amazing. I've got a gym session in just a second, so I'm going to drive there now, and then I'll get home, I'll probably have a shower and eat my meal prep for the evening, and then I'll probably chill, play like an hour of Minecraft. I've done my work for the day. I've been productive. So many dopamine detox videos on YouTube that I've watched. It's like, oh, I'm going to get up at 5 AM and, like, you know, live life like David Goggins. And it's just not sustainable for an average human. I'm not saying you're average, but I'm just saying for the general population of the earth, man, it's just like so unrealistic. It's not sustainable. This is how we're doing it. Seems to be working so far, because I could do this for a long time. I feel like I've got a much healthier relationship with my phone in general. And just to back this up with actual science, I recently purchased this brainwave detector, which measures my brainwaves and tells me my baseline dopamine levels. And you might have noticed I've actually been wearing this throughout this video, and the results are actually shocking. So this headset actually measures your brain activity, and most importantly, measures your dopamine levels. So for example, if I vape right now, look at the spike it's just caused in the data. Now, this itself isn't necessarily the concerning thing. The data I recorded in the gym actually shows a similar spike in dopamine. However, the concerning thing is the effect I could see on the data over multiple weeks of recording. My base level dopamine 3 weeks ago was 15% higher than it is right now, and that's because of the consistent overstimulation, and that causes reliance and ultimately addiction to things that have a terrible impact on your mind, body, and long-term health, especially if you're under the age of 18. I had no idea how many hours I was actually wasting on my phone. I have a feeling neither do you watching at home, so I want to try something out right now. Pull out your phone and look at your daily average screen time. For every hour on that screen time, over the course of your remaining lifetime, you're wasting 2.5 years of your life aimlessly scrolling through social media. In fact, the average screen time of an 18-year-old in the UK is 9 hours, meaning the average person will waste more than 22 years of their life just consuming mostly useless content.